What if you could buy time, legacy, and even climate? If you had $1 billion, what would you buy? A mansion? Sure. A yacht? Why not? Maybe pay off some debt for friends, build a school, travel the world. But what if you had 200 billion? That's not just money, that's empire-level wealth, pharaoh wealth. Rewrite the rules of the world wealth. So, what would you buy then? Because that's exactly what Jeff Bezos has, and what he spends it on might blow your mind. He's bought a clock that ticks once a year, a $500 million yacht, a vaccine for cow farts, and hosted a wedding in Venice that caused an actual protest. But what does all this mean? Is he just flexing, chasing legacy, or trying to outrun time itself? This isn't just about money. It's about something bigger. What happens when you can afford anything and still want more? Let's go deeper than the headlines. Let's look at what Bezos really buys and why it matters. 1. The clock that ticks once a year, buying time itself. Buried deep inside a West Texas mountain is a machine that ticks once per year. It's called the 10,000-year clock, and Bezos spent $42 million to build it. This thing is no gimmick. It's 500 feet tall, powered by thermal cycles and solar sinks, designed to last longer than most civilizations. No screens, no wires, just gears, cams, and chimes built to keep time for 10 millennia. Why? Bezos said, "I want to build a symbol for long-term thinking. It's a physical monument to patience, legacy, and the future. But let's be honest, it's also a flex, because who else can spend millions just to buy a concept? When most people are trying to afford groceries, Bezos is buying time. Let that sink in. 2. Deep sea space history, the Apollo engine hunt. In 2013, Bezos quietly funded a team to dive miles into the Atlantic Ocean and recover rocket engines from the Apollo 11 mission, the one that took Neil Armstrong to the moon. These engines were buried 14,000 feet underwater for over 40 years. The cost? Undisclosed. But we're talking millions, just to pull up old space junk. But for Bezos, it wasn't junk, it was history. He wanted to preserve it, display it, and hold on to something from a moment when America reached beyond Earth. It's poetic in a way. A man who now wants to go to space himself, salvaging the past to inspire the future. But again, it raises a question. Is this passion, or is it a billionaire's midlife crisis in extreme HD? 3. Real estate or world domination. Bezos doesn't just buy homes, he buys neighborhoods. His real estate portfolio is worth over $600 million and includes a $165 million Beverly Hills mansion, a $23 million DC estate once home to the Textile Museum, several NYC penthouses merged into one mega condo, a Maui compound spanning acres of oceanfront, and even parts of downtown Seattle. It's not just luxury, it's positioning. He's buying history, status, and land in the cities that shape power. These aren't purchases, they're statements. Jeff Bezos isn't just living large, he's planting flags. 4. The Venice wedding that shut down a city. In June 2025, Bezos married Lauren Sanchez in a 3-day wedding that turned Venice into a billionaire's playground. Cost? Estimated $50 to $56 million. Oprah, the Kardashians, Bill Gates, Ivanka Trump. Everyone was there. They booked 5 luxury hotels, hired 30 private water taxis, and had 90 private jets fly into the city. There were protests. Locals were furious. Greenpeace activists called it an ecological disaster. Bezos responded with a €1 million donation to Lagoon Research and told guests to give to charities instead of gifts. But let's be honest, when your wedding causes climate protests and your apology is giving away €1 million, it's not really about love, it's about power, optics, and brand. And this next one might be even weirder. 5. The cow fart vaccine, climate fix or sci-fi flex? Bezos funded a $9.4 million project to develop a vaccine that reduces methane from cows. Yes, you heard that right. It's called the cow fart vaccine, and it aims to cut livestock methane by up to 30%. Why does this matter? Because cow methane is one of the biggest contributors to global warming, more than most cars. So on the surface, it's brilliant. A high-risk, high-reward bet to fix the planet. But again, it's weird. You could give $10 million to solar startups, carbon capture, or water access. But Bezos said, let's fix cow digestion. It's either genius or absurd, but it's exactly the kind of moonshot a man with too much money and maybe too much curiosity might take. 6. The yacht too big for Earth. Then there's the $500 million yacht, Koru. It's 417 feet long, has its own support yacht, helicopter pads, luxury spas, and crew quarters. It caused outrage in the Netherlands when locals learned a historic bridge might have to be dismantled to let it pass. Bezos offered to pay for bridge reconstruction, but the backlash was intense. Eventually, the yacht was moved in secret. No fanfare. No drama. But here's the thing. He wasn't just buying a boat. He was buying a kingdom on water, a floating fortress, a retreat from the world. Because when you can afford anything, even Earth starts to feel small. Jeff Bezos doesn't just buy things. He shapes symbols. A clock for the future. A vaccine for cow methane. The engines of the past. A yacht that breaks bridges. A wedding that makes headlines. Cities turned into playgrounds. Every purchase is a gesture. It says, I can outlive time. I can rewrite history. I can shape the world because I can afford to. Is it ego, legacy, philanthropy? Maybe all three. But it leaves us with this. When money is infinite, what you buy reveals who you really are. And if Jeff Bezos' purchases tell us anything, it's that he's not just chasing more money, he's chasing immortality.